Hi there guys, this is Farmer Bob. Welcome to my channel. Also a very warm welcome to you if you are new. If this is your first time, hit the subscribe and the like, and also do share. I really appreciate, man. And yes guys, welcome back to HoggsBack, my latest map that I'm busy building, and also making obviously the series of the making of HoggsBack, the map. So yeah, it's been a nice journey so far. I haven't done much, so so we're going to take it one step at a time, and that's what we're doing. It's slow but sure and steady. Great, man. I've really, I hope you've had a wonderful week. My week has been pleasant. I can't complain. I had a few days of leave, and it was very, very nice. So now we still have the weekend ahead, and yeah, we can spend some time working on the map as well, apart from all the other things that I want to get to, you know. As it always is with holidays and that, you try your best to get to your personal things, you know, that you don't get to in the normal time. But anyway, guys, where are we? If you remember the last video, we actually made the river on HoggsBack. So if you want to see how that is done, just check the previous video out. I'm going to try from here on also timestamp the videos, as well as giving in the description obviously the timestamps, as well as what parts of the video it covers. So if you want to follow and easily find something, just look at the timestamps as well as the description, and you will easily see what it is, what the video is about, you know. So that is, I think, a better format to go, especially when you've got a lot of videos going, you know. So the video heading or the name of the video will give you an idea of what we're busy with, and then the timestamps are the separate things inside, you know. So as we're going to tackle more things in a video, I hope that will help, you know. For guys that if you want to come back and quickly see how I did a thing or whatever, you can just go and click on the timestamp. It will really help out. I hope so. Okay, guys. So yes, what are we going to do today? Let's go into the editor and have a look. Today, I've just been for 5 minutes just been playing around with the water reeds, because obviously now that will be our next thing, is to start adding stuff to the river that we've made, you know. So I've been dropping in these water reeds, or underwater grass rather, it's not reeds, dropping them in just here and there so long, and then I want to do one or two just to show you what I'm on about, you know. That's why I didn't delete the whole map, because there is so much resources in this map. You just have to search for it, and you'll find it. Like under the spot dry lake, there's these water grass and reeds, which are quite handy, and yeah, I've been just adding some of them, you know, here and there. So what I've basically just done is take one. I just want to see if it's under the map like that, then I know I haven't used it yet. So that one is still under the map. I can drop that in any place where I can see I want to put it. So let's just see where I can fit this one. I think there it might fit in there. And there are a few different shapes and sizes on it. You'll see this one. Yeah, I think this one will go in there. Now the first thing you need to do, guys, remember, is the direction of your river, which is quite important, the flow of the water. Great, guys. So yes, as I was saying, to determine anything movement in the editor, it's very simple and easy. Just go to the thing that you want to look at movement, and then you press the play button up there. It will start the flow or the movement, or whatever you want to call it, you know. And then once you've got the direction of that, you can see this water looks like it's moving from left to right. So we're going to have to swing the water plane around just to get the direction in the direction of the arrow, because that direction of that red arrow is the direction of that water plants. I've placed all the other ones going down that way, you know, so I don't want to do that over. So it's easier to just go to the water plane and water plane main, which is that one. and you'll see the red arrow show it's going in that way, and we just swing it. Where's the rotate? So we're going to try and push it up that way, like there, and then we should be at 90 degrees here, like so. Rotate 180, 180, 90, that should be fine, and then everything should be kosher. So let's go back to the water plant and have a look at that one. I think it was that one. Press F if you want to come in close. Yeah, it looks like it's going that way now. So that is all right. It's not really how can you say, you can't really see it that easy. You have to really look nicely, but there is a flow of it going that way. So anyways, if there's anything that you want movement on, you can just press the play button, and then once you're done, you just hit the stop again, obviously. And there it is. So I'm going to carry on placing all of these. Obviously there's different shapes, like for instance that number 5, 05 looks like that, you know, and 04 looks like that. So yeah, and you can duplicate a few if you don't have enough of a particular one. Just duplicate, Control D to duplicate, and then Control B for Bravo, that is to place it, you know. So Control D and then select it, and then in Control B, and then you place it there where you want to use it. So I'm going to obviously add a few more into the river. Say for instance now I want to use that one there, here at this little sort of a lake entrance. I'm going to go Control D, it's going to create it, there it's duplicated it. Just click on it once to be sure, Control B for Control Bravo, and then click and hold where you want it, and then you can move it about until you're happy with the placement. Great. And then if you're happy, you just release, and there it is. If you've not happy with the height or whatever, you can move it obviously up and down. Let me just find my up and down. There it is. That's up and down. And if you obviously not happy with that, just leave it, Control B again, and place it again on the surface. But I found that if you've selected Control B and you left, just drop it somewhere, it will actually be the right height on the surface, exactly as it should be, like that. So when you click here on the blank space, it will deselect it, and then if you come close, you'll see there's nothing sticking out of the water, which is perfect. Great. And when you zoom out a bit, you will see the plants, obviously. Good. And it actually looks very good once you have populated a few. And don't be scared to place them over one another, to have more than one there. So for instance, Control D to make another one and move it about a bit, and it will become a bit more bushy, you know. And then you can change the rotation, move it about a bit like so, you know. And that way you can Control D for another one and move that one out there, rotate it a bit like that, and that way you can easily generate multiple thingamabobs. Oh, that is great. It looks like they're sticking out, but they're not. If you come like that, you'll see they are not sticking out. Good. Great, man. So guys, I'm going to carry on populating and just drop a lot of them into the water at different spots, and then once I'm done with that, I'll be back. Obviously guys, another thing, don't be afraid to scale them. If you see that they are maybe a bit too big, they're not really too big for this area, but yeah, maybe they are a little bit too big for this area. So don't be afraid to scale them. Let's go 0.7, 0.7, and 0.7, and it makes it a tiny bit smaller. Fit it in nicely in there. You see, like so. And then if you go closer, no problem at all. Still looks great. Just make sure that you do all three, the length, the breadth, and the height, because otherwise, if you don't do that, it might start looking weird, you know. And then just remember also that if you duplicate this one now, you'll have a scaled one. So always go back to your one that was at one size to, just to be sure that you keep the size going, you know. It doesn't matter, you can scale it back, make a duplicate of that one and scale it back as well to one again. It doesn't matter. Just a few tips, guys. Great, so now the whole river has got some of these underwater grass. I hope you've got something nice to drink. I'm having some coffee myself. Good. Great, so the next thing, obviously, and don't be, how can I say, you can overdo it, obviously, and have the whole river full of grass, but keep it simple, you know. Don't try and put the whole river full of grass. So just here and there, randomly, you know, it's fine. Good, so the next thing that we want to add, just go to the other side again and start working our way down, making it nice and just random and nice. So we're going to go to these reeds and have a look what they look like. So let's just paste them all here first to see. There's 1, 2, 4, and 5. It's 4 different versions. So let's have a look at them. Let's just bring them here. So that one is a nice one. I've actually used this one in many of my maps. You'll see them everywhere on my maps. Water reed 1. Oh, there's another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 of them. Okay. So that's what the one looks like. So let's just move that out of the way. Reed 2. Oh, it's just a long one, all right. Reed 2 is a nice long one. Reed 3. Oh, it's a left and a right curl by the looks of it. That one will actually go in very nicely right here. If you look at that. Okay, we'll come back to that one. Just move it out of the way. And then reed 4. Oh, it's a big bushy one. Okay, nice. Very, very nice. And that's like a sort of a zigzag. Okay, let's drop that one there. And then reed 5. Ah, small tiny one. Okay, very, very nice. The tiny ones are nice to do little fill-ins everywhere, you know. That's normally what they look like. Okay, so was it reed 3 that sort of fitted in this spot nicely? So what we do is we place it, Control B, and then just swing it about. So look at that. Goes almost like it's made for this curve. And once again, just a Control B on the surface and you're already at the right height. If you go close to it, you'll actually see, if you get to the water edge, like so, and you know you are right. They must just not be, because the little pads or whatever leaves is floating on top of the water. And if you go down with that now, you'll start seeing that they go a different color there, and then you know you're underwater. So I found just Control B, put it where you want it, move it about a little bit, and that should be perfect. No fiddling necessary. It should be all right. So if you like out of the way, like so, it looks like that. I think it looks great, guys. Don't know what you think, but yeah, I like it. Good. So I'm gonna populate the whole river full of this little bushes and stuffies, and then let's see what it looks like once I'm done with everything. Great, guys, so here we are now. I'm going to quickly do a little flyover just to give you a bird's eye view of the river now, what it looks like. All nice and neat. Once again, try and do it randomly. Don't overdo it, because otherwise, yeah, I suppose you can't really overdo it, but oh, that's a bush growing in the water. That's not right. Immediately remove. Let's just go there to terrain detail, grass. and just remove that one. Yeah, we don't want bushes in the water. When you see something, so I'm gonna fix it right there and then. Yeah, and this is basically what the river now looks like, with all the little pads or little reeds growing, as well as the grasses, which is, if you look at that like that, yeah, all the little grasses is growing there in the water as well. And the water is going down that way, which is nice. Great. So once you've done all that, yeah. Right, so the next thing, guys, what is the next thing? So we've now added the grasses and the reeds into the river, and I think that's all right. Came out okay for now. You can always adjust later on or add some here and there as you see fit, you know. Good. Some nice other things to have a look at is, let me have a look here, just close this areas. Just have a quick look here what there is. Gravel pit, lake, what's in there? Rowing boat, that's the one I was wanting to have a look at what that was. There we go. You see there's always some nice things floating about in the river. So stuff like that you can also make use of. You don't have to import it because it's already in the map. So if you want to drop a little boat somewhere, maybe get an idea of where you'll be driving. There's a road going that way, and here it's going over the bridge. There's going to be a bridge there, so maybe drop an old boat here. See how it looks like. Obviously what you want to do is just reset the rotations to 0, just to start afresh and adjust your own. Oh, mind you, that doesn't look too bad either. Really doesn't look bad. You can place it where you want. And then also another one that I quite like is here by your prefabs. There is like a boat here. If you just search for boat, I think you'll find it. I just want to close this, put my cell phone's sound off, because otherwise you'll hear beep beep here in the background. It's not so nice. And then when you search for boat, you'll never find it, so you're going to have to manually find it. I would suggest go to static. I think it might be under static. There is a boat. There it is. That one there. Wrecked boat. I quite enjoy that one. So to import it, you just click import, and it looks quite nice, you know. Drop it on the side somewhere. Close that. That obviously we want to put in something that's got to do with I'll just put it here by the gravel pit lake, because otherwise keep it all together, you know. So if you get to a spot where it looks like it could be a nice spot for an old boat, drop it in there. You see, this makes the map, all this tiny little details always helps a little here and there, and sometimes people see it, other times they don't. It just makes your makes your map a little bit more sort of, I won't say realistic, but yeah, you can say realistic. Wrecked boat. Just drop another one here. Make it look alright. And maybe one here on this side. Not too much, obviously. I mean, how many wrecked boats can there be, you know? But it's amazing how people miss these things, these tiny details, you know. So yeah, sometimes if you have a few more of them, the chances that they see it, it's going to be better, you know. And especially if you put it at the spot where there's a road where they're going to definitely drive by, chances are better. Great, guys. So yes, we're going to keep on building on our river now. I'm going to add some strategic trees And I'll show you now what I have. I over the years sort of accumulated a few of my favorite stuff in folders, you know. So the first one is a broken pine tree, which looks like this. I'm going to show you what it looks like. And a big tip for you guys, if ever you export something from a map, open the thing you've exported first and export it with all files into a folder. Save it in a separate folder somewhere where you can accumulate all your favorite stuff, like this I've done now. I've put it on my drive under trees and plants and broken pine, you know. So I've exported this pine in here with all files. So when it when the editor asks you, do you want a parent directory structure, you say no. Do you want to have any links back to whatever, you say no. So both those questions, no, and you'll get the whole thing with its shaders, with its data, everything that's connected to that thing that you're exporting. You will have it in that folder. So that's very important. And then the next thing, open it, because it's always going to have it like this. So I'm just showing you this one just for interest's sake. If you open it and you don't see it here on the square, on this little cross, then you know it is not at the right coordinates. So you have to zero all of these. So you go 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0 on the translate and the rotate, so that you can import a thing that's at location 0. So that's what you wanted. Then once you've done that, you save it, and that's what the broken pine looks like. It's a beautiful tree, very handy. I'll show you now how to use it. And the other one, which is also nice, yeah, you can save that. Thanks, I've actually done that already. The other one which is nice is the dead oak. This is now trees apart from the standard stuff that's already in the map, because I haven't deleted. Remember, I deleted only the ones that was duplicated, so I left one of each trees. But yeah, this old dead oak is also a nice one. Obviously this one you won't use it too much, because that's what it looks like. It's beautiful. The only hassle is you obviously don't want too many of them on the map. It's not like you're going to have a plantation of dead oaks, you know. It's a bit unrealistic. Okay, now this two, the broken pine and the dead oak, I'm going to now copy that two folders, because I know they are fully usable as it is, because I've exported them out of my previous maps. And then I'm going to go into HoggsBack, into my folder, into my, I don't even think I have a placeables folder yet. HoggsBack, yeah, I don't have one yet. Create a folder for myself called placeables, like so. And then remember, you must always, when you import something, always make sure that which you import is in your maps folder. If you import it from any other folder, you're going to have problems, especially when you send the map somewhere else. It will have errors and stuff. Unless, the only exception is if you import directly from the game directory. If you import something from here in the game itself, that is perfectly fine. You can import like crazy from here, no problem. But if you import from any other map, you're going to have always make sure it is in your map directory. Good. That is trees and plants. We don't want that one anymore. I can close that. Close it, please. There you go. It's a bit slow. Good. So now we have them both in our map directory, and we can actually just import them one at a time. HoggsBack, maps, placeables, and then let's do the broken pine first. I love this tree. And obviously we need to find our trees folder. Letterbox trees, there it is. So we're going to go open here, and you'll see pines checked. Alright, pines checked. There's all the pines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it in that folder, because there is a folder already. If you don't have a folder for it, just create a transform for it and make sure you drop it in the right spot, and perfect, like so. And now if I place it, I can have it here. You see, which is quite nice. And then I can just zoom out and Control D, Control B, and have them just randomly here and there on the map, you know. You can also place them on a lot of spots, you know. Doesn't really matter, but like I always say, don't go too crazy. You can always add more or delete later on. And I'll show you now some tricks with that. I'm just going to drop a few. And what I'm doing is I'm keeping my left button in. I haven't released my left button. Maybe I should just go in close. I can show you that tip as well. Most of you probably knows this, but anyway. So if you press Control B and you click and hold your left button, you can move it about. And when you hit Control again, while you're holding this in, you don't release that left button, it will rotate your tree randomly, rotate it by a few degrees. And that way you can make some nice, what do you call it, random looking things, you know. So if you want something to be rotated, you hit that Control. If you want it exactly the same direction and keep it, you use the Shift button, you hit the Shift, and every time you hit the Shift it will place the tree exactly and it will all look the same, you know. So yeah, it's just a few tips there for you guys that maybe help you along. So I'm going to just place these randomly around. Control B, let's drop that one there. So obviously you don't want too many of them standing around. I'll leave those four there for now. And then, alright, I think that's enough of the broken pines. The oak, I wonder if I should place a few oaks now because the map is too young for trees. I just wanted to do this just for the river's sake, you know, just show you. I normally don't place trees this time of making the map, you know. Trees gets done much later in the game. When you've finished all your default looks of the ground, that's the next thing we're going to do. After the river is finished, we're going to do just randomly bush and flower the whole map. That is actually something you should do before you do any rivers or water or anything that you don't want bush and flowers on it, because then when you zoom out you can easily just randomize the whole area. But now if you randomize now, you're going to put stuff in the water, then you have to come and delete them again. So I would suggest do your base. When you do the base grass, remember previous videos I showed you, just do the whole map grass by default. And if you want to get rid of that water plane that's so annoying, just go to your water plane main, just find it, water plane main, which is that one, and just select the visibility there, and then it won't be a problem. Then your water is going to be gone and you can work like a king. But remember, if you place water stuff, you need to have the plane there. So otherwise you're not going to be able to put the plane there or have the right height. Okay, good stuff. Yeah, let's leave the dead oak for now, the old oak tree, because I will definitely have it at different spots, just here and there, not too many of them. Another nice tree, guys, which is where is that one? I'm gonna have a quick look. Another nice tree under my mods, trees and stuff, which I like to use. It's like an orange large tree. I think it's this one. Yeah, this is also a beautiful tree to add to your map. Very, very nice tree. Don't know who made them, but they are nice. Look at this one. It's also exported but never zeroed, so always good to zero them and save. And then when you import, it is nice. This tree, I like this one because it's got like orange leaves. Looks very nice in your maps. Yeah, I'll also add that one to the map and then just randomly place that somewhere, you know. Very, very nice. Okay, save that for us, thanks. So the orange large tree, we always also want that one. Back to HoggsBack. Placeables. Oh, you know, and I've already now imported that. Now you can't change directories. If I want to put all of this under trees now, it's going to be a problem. So I'm going to first have to delete all those pines I've put in the map, and then I can change, because I've already imported them into the map. And if I change directory or just rename it, it will be total disaster. So yeah, too late to do that now. So the right thing to do now will be to get rid of all the pine, broken pines, which will be those. Go top select, bottom select, like so, press the delete, and there you go. Now you can change directory for that. Always remember to sort your things properly. So trees, go in there, just drag them all in there, and now you'll be safe to import them. The other problem obviously with getting stuff in is the size. I know this one is only 12.8 meg, but you will be amazed how big stuff can get, and your map suddenly grows quickly, especially when you start working with buildings and all kinds of stuff. It becomes a nightmare. Great. Okay, to finish off this video, I'm going to quickly randomize the whole area of the map with flowers. And what I'm going to do is, like in previous ones, I'm just going to show you quick. I know I've already showed that, but like I've done previous videos, or the previous video, you go into your this one, the terrain foliage paint mode. Brush can be at 1 for flowers. For bush, bush 4, we're going to go at 4 for bush 4. Leave this 3 in the middle. Sorry, like so. Have a round brush, that's good. And then we're going to go to the foliage layer, and you select bush 01, which is that one, and select state 4. And you can randomize. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do the whole map, but I'll come back and just clear the river afterwards. It's going to take a bit more time because I forgot to do that. But this you should actually do before you start doing anything on the map. And then, yeah, it just makes life. Actually, you should do it after you've done all the hills and height, the height of your terrain. Once you've modified all your height, terrain height. Then you can do the bushes. But yeah, I'm going to do it now, and then I think I'll end the video there. So all we're going to do is we're going to hit nice big circles. Just go around in big circles. And that's bush 4. Now this is just randomizing. I'm going to try and skip the mountain because we've already done that. So I'm going to stick to this side of the river. Just randomizing bush 04. And that will just place, and the faster you go with your circles, the more random it will place. It won't make lines, so you just go fast with your circles. Okay, I think that's enough bush 04s. So now we're going to go to number 2, or state 2, and set our brush to 2. It's 2 and enter, and rinse and repeat. Just go rinse and repeat. So we just do that. I'm going to try not to go over the river too much. Makes my work, cleanup work, a lot less cleanup work. And this is just randomizing bush, guys. And we're going to do the same with some flowers. Default background, that's all this is. Default stuff for the make your work less for future. When you get to that stage where you need to fill in. And so Apera is my favorite pink flower. Go to radius 1 for them. Great. And then did I hit enter now? Yes. Just make sure you hit enter. Okay, and then Just randomize. Just randomize. I'll come in later on and fill in by the river. Next to the river, you know, do the edges wherever. I try and stick to about 2 or 3 different flowers just for default background, you know. You can add more in spots, like certain spots, make certain spots nicer by selecting different types of or adding more, you know. And then the next one is also one, you leave it on one. Am I now there? Yes. It's that first one, cherry woppily or whatever. This is the white flower. So we just chuck the white flower in. Nice circles. So we randomly flower the whole area. And this will help. Great. And then lastly, it was the one just under that, which is that so whitish bush. Let's add some of them too, also at one. You can do all your flowers at one. It will come out nice. I've explained nicely in the previous video about the flower sizes and actually showed you up close what it looks like. So we're just randomly chucking them in here, and if you're unhappy with any one of these, you can press Ctrl Z, and if you Ctrl Z once, it will remove your last layer. Ctrl Z twice, it will remove your last 2 flowers you've put, and you know. So yeah, great. So now, did I now? Yeah, I did close that. All right. So if you now come close, you will have random flowers all over the map and random bush all over the map, looking great. And this is just a base, guys. As you now place stuff and add buildings and stuff, obviously, and roads, those will be removed and gotten rid of. But it looks beautiful. I'm sure you'll agree. For random stuff, you know. It doesn't require you to do a specific area. So now you've got random bush and flowers everywhere, and it just makes your life much easier. Good. I hope that was very interesting to me. I love it. It's awesome. And guys, thank you so much for watching. You guys have been awesome. A big shout out and a thank you to my supporters on Patreon and PayPal. If you haven't jumped in there yet, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, guys. You are awesome. And then I'll catch you next time. Take care. Cheers.